Good morning or good evening. Before you watch my video, I'd like to clarify that May and John are both slightly sick in this video, and I had just had a shower, my hair is puffy and my face is just like really sweaty. So if you were watching this video and thinking, man, they look terrible, it's probably because we do. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Are you sitting close enough to me now?
We don't want to be right close to each other. Good.
Yeah? Yay! Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special guest, which is my fiance.
Hi. I've forgotten my own name. I am John.
And, we've been together for 2.5 years, so we're gonna run you through how we met and how we got engaged. And I'm just really excited because I think in a lot of ways, like, a lot of people go through relationships and it's really challenging, and I hope our story can really like inspire you and help you get through your love story as well. So I am from Australia and John is from England, and he's going to tell you about why he came to Australia and how we met.
I mean, you're also American though, right?
I'm also American and Chinese.
And Chinese.
It's a bit complicated.
Yeah, whenever people would ask me where you're from, like, how long have you got? From all over the place.
Yeah.
So about in August 2016, I graduated uni and wasn't really sure what I was going to do with my life. I was job hunting. I'd studied politics and I was looking at jobs working in British politics, but it didn't really seem that appealing. Kind of getting a lot of rejection letters. So I was then kind of just, whilst I was job hunting, I was kind of half jokingly invited out to Australia by a good friend. He was like, oh yeah, John, if you ever want to come and work for the church and kind of do some media stuff, kind of intern with us, just let me know. But obviously he was kind of laughing whilst he said it. So after Nathaniel and Joel left England, I waited a month and told them, I'm going to come out in February. So I worked at kind of in a shop selling Christmas cards to earn some money for flights and a bit to live off, and came out in the February of 2017.
We had actually come back to Australia in the same week. So he had landed on Tuesday. Yeah,
I was going to say, well, didn't we land the same day as well? It was like February 12th of that year, I think.
You landed on the Tuesday and then I landed on the Friday.
Okay.
Because I was really jet lagged and I still went to church, and that was where he saw me. Yeah, I know, I was dedicated. I really missed church that much, and I missed my church family. And we had been in so many situations like parties or people talking to each other, and we'd like cross paths. Like at one point we sat next to each other at a party and didn't even talk to each other. So just kind of seeing how kind of God was in the middle of our situation, I was just really excited. We even borrowed
the same book, didn't we?
Yeah, we borrowed the same book.
You read one book and then gave it back, and as you gave it back, I took it off him to read next.
Yeah.
What was it? The 5 Love Languages, Danny Silk. Good book.
Keep Your Love On. Keep Your Love On.
Yeah.
Someone else wrote the 5 Love Languages.
Sorry, Gary.
Sorry, Gary Chapman. Oh my goodness, I am so sweaty. Let me just start that again.
Tongue singer even.
Wait, I can do this.
Just sorting my back out.
On the 21st of May, I sat down next to John at church. I had rocked up to church late because I had finished a shift, and then I was like, oh, like, church is overflowing. I literally have nowhere to sit. So I sat next to him even though I had seen him before, but I didn't really know like who he was. I thought, oh, like, he seems nice. He was messaging his family at the time because just like different time zones. So I was like, oh, he's kind of in his own bubble. I'm just gonna, like, you know, sit down because there's nowhere else to sit. But we ended up starting to chat about life, and because I was studying teaching at the time, I was asking him, oh, what is it like teaching in the UK? And then we talked about photography stuff, and then why you were here, and yeah, we just ended up having a really good chat.
So then a week later, I was working at the church doing photography and filming the sermon, and at the end, when I was packing down the camera gear, Mary came over and was like, oh, you're a photographer, I really like to learn, maybe we can go and you can teach me sometime if I can get hold of a camera. So then I added her on Facebook, which is the next natural progression. We start texting, trying to figure out a date to kind of go on an adventure, and a road trip. So once you found the camel, we could go off and take some nice landscape photos. But then the next day, might not be the next day, but a few days later, I get a text from Mary, and she's like, oh, you don't want to do uni work tomorrow at the weekend? You want to go out for a coffee or hang out or something? And I was like, she definitely wants ulterior motives here. But anyway, I was like, yeah, sure, because I had nothing else to do. Kind of totally oblivious to what was going on, but thought it'd be fun. So we went to Wellington Point, which is a nice, for those who've never been to Brisbane or Australia, it's kind of a bay area with a little beach and you can kind of walk around. Lots of fishing, lots of kayaking, people kind of sailing you can go on. So we went and grabbed a coffee there, went for a walk, chatted about kind of everything basically. And then yeah, I went to Kurong, which is a bookshop, and then went out for pho at a Vietnamese lunch place.
Yay!
And then neither of us thought anything of it for the rest of the next couple of weeks, really, did we?
It was so nice to have that chat because I think we found a lot of common ground. Like, we bonded over the fact that we both use eye masks and earplugs, and we both thought that, you know, the lady from Snow White was really, really creepy looking, and just weird things like that.
Child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, creepy ass.
But yeah, just like we ended up realizing that we had grown up on so many of the same things and we valued the same things, and it was just so good to like meet someone who would walk me through the Asian supermarket and not be turned off by all the smells. I was honestly so impressed, and I was like, man, he must be the one. Like, I was just so excited.
I got excited. I loved seeing all of like the fish heads and everything, and the tanks and stuff.
I know. But not everyone's like that.
Weird stuff.
No, we're both into weird stuff.
So yeah, after that Mary managed to get hold of a DSLR, a Nikon, and and then we went to Byron Bay for the day. It was like a 2.5 hour road trip down. Went out for coffee. It was the stormiest day ever, bucketing down with rain, but whenever we went to get out of the car, it stopped for half an hour, and then when we got back into the car, it started chucking down again. So obviously God was like, you guys need to take some photos, you need to do some photography and get out there into the landscape. So we went to like the lighthouse, the beach. You bought some nice Asian food. I think it was vermicelli noodles and meat that we ate in her car boot. And then obviously we didn't want the day to end, so we drove all the way back and went and saw, I think it was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
Right? So we basically spent a good 12 hours together that day, just hanging out, not really thinking much of it, but just having fun.
And we had such a good time. I think it was one of the best days of my life. Did you agree?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It was.
It was good.
That one called the one with the babies. Rugrats.
Yeah. I loved Rugrats.
It looks like a
Phil and Lil were the best.
We had been hanging out for 6 weeks and we were seeing each other a lot at that point, and I was kind of really curious as to like if we were just really, really good friends or if it was more than that. So I really wanted to find out if he was interested, and we ended up telling each other that we liked each other, and we went on a proper date at South Bank. And it was really hard at first because I didn't want to ruin this friendship, but I'm so glad we did, because if I hadn't found out sooner, I think we wouldn't have had all the time to like date, which was like 2 months.
Yeah 2 months before I left. But I mean, I remember our first date, I was super early. I'd got a rose with like a shirt and jeans. Like I was half an hour early because of the trains, but obviously people that were on the South Bank kind of by the restaurants thought Mary had stood me up because she must have been late or anything. So they were like all like getting really sad, and the waitresses were coming up to me and going like, oh, are you okay? Do you want a drink? I'm like, no, I'll be fine. And obviously Mary finally rocks up and everyone's like, yeah.
I was early.
I know you were, but I didn't know that.
You were super early.
Yeah.
We were on time for our date. We were on it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I ran out of money at that point, basically, and had to go back to England, not back to Australia. I had to go back to England. I'd applied for jobs in Brisbane, but I didn't really want to work in a bar, and I didn't have enough money to go through all of like the tests to get the extra kind of qualification to do so, and no job stuff had come up, so I just felt it was right to come back to England. And I started then working for an international development charity as like a writer, photographer and video maker, and then we ended up doing long distance for it was about 2 years, maybe even 2 years to the dot, basically. most times was 6 months between seeing each other. There was one gap where I flew out to Australia and then 3 months later flew back out again, just because I had enough money from savings to be able to do it. And I was job hunting at that point, so I was like, I can do that from Brisbane.
So we ended up doing heaps of FaceTimes. Like we would FaceTime each other once a week. We would text a lot.
Over 400 hours of FaceTime.
Yeah, probably more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if we averaged it to 4
FaceTime.
hours on a Saturday for 2 years, that was 400 to the dot. But obviously we would do extra on top of that. So yeah, a lot of FaceTime, a lot of letter writing, giving each other packages, a lot of voice messages, a lot of texts as well, which is a whole like new form of communication, completely different. Like FaceTiming, text messaging, and conversations face to face are basically 3 very different kind of categories.
Yeah, I think what was really special was sending each other photos throughout our days, kind of just
Lots
feeling
of selfies.
more involved in each other's lives and feeling connected in that way, because like honestly, like it's so hard not being with that person kind of in the same place, but we did it as much as we could because we really wanted to fight for our connection. We wanted to fight for this relationship because we couldn't see each other that often. Like some couples can see each other like 2 or 3, like once every 2 or 3 months, but we wouldn't see each other up to like 6 or 7 months, and it was really difficult.
I know. I remember once I was like, can't even remember what you properly look like in the flesh. I was like, am I going to recognise you when you walk through the airport? You just kind of, people look so different on photos compared to in real life as well. I was really worried I was going to forget what you look like.
Yeah, me too. I felt the same. I love you. I finished studying after 5 years. So I studied my teaching degree, and then we met during my teaching degree, and then I studied photography because he introduced me to photography, and I'm forever grateful to you for that.
You're welcome.
It's amazing. Like we get to like share that in common, which is so amazing. I left Australia because I decided that we needed to close the gap, and because of visas and work visas and just it's just so complicated when you fall in love with someone who's from a different country from you. But just say that everything is possible. Like you can make it happen, even if it is complicated. It's so worth it. Yeah. So I left Australia, came here, and it's a lot more different, and it's had its challenges, but honestly, like seeing each other in person and being able to do like day-to-day life, like just doing normal everyday stuff, like watching a movie or going to the grocery store, or just even seeing each other's expressions and kind of body language and all of that. Like it's just so important for us, just having that quality time and being able to share that all in the same country. So we've honestly just had some of the best days. I know like probably a lot of them aren't as exciting as like what we document, but yeah, it's good. Now we are in present day and we are engaged. Ta-da! Ta-da!
There's no ring to show because we've had to go and get it adjusted. So it's not coming back until just before Christmas, but you can look at it in Mary's videos in the coming future.
Yes. I will be putting photos in this video so you can see the ring in the frame somewhere.
Probably right about here.
Maybe
over
there
my face.
or here.
wherever there's space. So I reckon this corner's good.
Do you want to tell them about the ring, what it is?
So we'd kind of been talking about getting married for a while, because when you're in long distance you kind of have to know where it's going. We didn't want to invest all this kind of time and energy into something long distance when it's 10-hour time difference without knowing where it was going. So we wanted to get married for a while, so we'd kind of been chatting about it, and kind of the topic of engagement rings came up, and you said that you really wanted an opal stone, which is
Australian.
You can get them from all over the world, but the rarest and purest form of opals are from Australia. They're hard stones but also semi-viscous, so they move in the light. So the colour changes depending what you look at it. So you didn't really want a massive diamondy ring. You wanted an opal ring because that's also your birthstone. So I was got in contact with this lovely company in New South Wales, and they managed to hook me up with an opal stone ring that you can see here. And yeah, it took about a month to arrive, and I had to wait for it to go through customs and all that kind of taxes and stuff on top. It was so worth it. Like, there were often times where she'd be downstairs in the lounge and I'd go up to my room and open it, because I'd hidden it in my bookcase just to look at the ring and then put it back again. Yes, I had it for about a month.
I really, really loved it because my mom had an opal ring when we went to Australia. It means a lot more.
But yeah, so about a couple of weeks ago, we were contacted by a photographer, a Russian-Korean photographer called Olga, I love the name, who asked Mary and I to do a photo shoot with her where we would do kind of a Christmas photo shoot. We'd be modelling around some of the Christmas markets. So once Mary told me that was going on, I got secretly in contact with the photographer to map out a route around Covent Garden, which is where the photographer wanted, leading to this nice, really nice secluded park in Covent Garden that not many people know about. So yeah, we caught the train up to London last Saturday. The photo shoot kind of just started as if it would, you know, lots of silly and kind of cute photos around the Covent Garden markets. Mary didn't have a clue any of this was going on. It was a total surprise. You didn't think I was going to propose until about March, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to the park and I sat Mary down on a bench. The photographer was like, Mary, if you just want to shut your eyes and look up into the sky, I'm just going to pose you now. And then while she was doing that, I got onto one knee, and this is the genuine reaction as she opened them.
No, I can't remember anything because I was just like crying, and I was so overwhelmed because like you just don't know how you're gonna feel until something like that actually happens. And I think because we waited for so long, like to us, like this relationship is so valuable, like we value each other so much that when it did happen, I was just so overwhelmed, and I'm just so grateful because it's just such a miracle, like when you meet someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with and commit to each other for the rest of your life. Like that is a pretty big thing. And just going through the thing of like going through a photo shoot and doing photography stuff, which I absolutely love, sharing it with someone who brought me to England, like just having this experience was so incredible. And then yeah, and then we had this really, really funny gardener, like who was there. He was so sweet. He was taking care of this park.
Working in a bush.
He was working in the bush with his like tools, and he like walked by like just after John had proposed. Like he was there the whole time, and he was like pointing at our bags and saying, "Oh, does this need to go in Lost and Found?"
Totally oblivious to all that had gone on. A little bubble just chopping away at this hedge. Very cute. Very,
very cute. But honestly, like it just made me laugh so much. Like just even having Olga there and her just like pouring her heart into kind of like the work that she was doing and just being part of this really special day. Like I just had no idea. Like so much had happened on that day, like coming up to that part of the day, and then afterwards we went and got some food, and then we had Starbucks, and we went
coffee nut lattes for the win.
Christmas coffee is the best. And then we went and saw some Christmas carols at HTV in London, and that was so special to kind of finish off the day. And like till now it just hasn't registered that we're engaged.
Like because the ring's
not
fixed.
there.
It's not there.
Yeah, but it's coming back, guys. It's coming back. And I'll show you in my next video when we make another video together.
We're super thankful for all of your support, the friendships that have kind of helped us stay on track in this long distance. I know that we've gone to a lot of you for support, difficult times when we've not seen each other for long periods, especially our parents. And you know, having God at the center, and regularly praying, and we did Bible studies together and things, and worship together that helped kind of keep us on track. But yeah, we just want to give a big shout out and a thank you to everyone that's helped us kind of get this far, really.
Yay! Having John's parents and my parents really support us, and just family friends who have like walked the journey with us and just made us, you know, stay together like regardless of how hard it's been. But me and John are thinking of doing a long distance video, and if you have like any specific things you want us to touch on, maybe just like relationship stuff in general, we would love to make stuff that could, you know, really help you, because I think like oftentimes when I was going through stuff with John, like I'd love to hear other people's stories of like what they went through and just like getting their encouragement and prayer. And I don't know, it's just like seeing someone else go through the same thing, it just really like boosts and like uplifts you in really hard times.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, either ask us on Instagram or drop a comment in the comments below.
If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe for more videos, because we're gonna definitely make more videos together like in the future and just going throughout different seasons of our life. And it's just quite real, like what we're sharing, like it's just kind of like as it is, like it's not sugar coated in any way. But we would just love to hear your feedback or just anything you'd like to hear from us. We love you so much, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.